Hello, dear students. I am Muhammad Tajammul, and today I am here to deliver a presentation on operators. Okay, so this is in Unit 2 of Introduction to C Programming. Okay, or the main subject for this, and the subject for this is Computer Programming and Problem Solving for the diploma for semester in Electronics and Communication as well as Chemical Engineering. Okay. Uh, so in this lecture, we will discuss various types of operators. What are the operators and why operators are used? What are their benefits? Okay, and what are the different types of uses? How they will be utilized in which situation? Which operator we should use? Okay, so in this lecture, we are going to discuss these type of things. Okay, so these are the prerequisites, the computer fundamentals, okay, or the basics of computer. Okay, why I'm saying like this? Because in some texts you will find out that there are computer fundamentals, or some texts are available with the name or with the title computer fundamentals, and so in some other texts you will find out basics of computer or computer basics. That's why I'm writing both of these. Okay, next, knowledge of programming syntax. You should have some knowledge of programming syntax. Okay, as well as semantics. Syntax means format of programming language. What is the format of programming language? Okay, how you will write the programming statements. Okay, or how you will write a simple statement in programming language means this is the syntax of programming language. And one more thing about the syntax is that, like, it is a format. For example, how what is the format? It is format like that. Suppose we are using two variable, or we are declaring two variables, so there should be a comma in between two variables. Okay, and after the statement, or after execution statement, there should be a semicolon. Okay, and there should not be semicolon after each and every controlling statements, like loops. After loops there will be no semicolon. Okay, and after definition of function there will be no semicolon. Okay, so these types of things are called syntax of the programming language. Okay, and the semantics means the meaning of program is defined by the semantics of the program. Okay, once you know the semantics of the program, it will be very easy for you, okay, to create a program, or to know the situation, or to understand the situation thoroughly. And after understanding or analyzing the situation, you will be able to know, or you will be able to design a program according to that situation in say programming language. Okay, next. So this is the introduction about operators. What are the operators actually? Operators are the predefined symbols. Okay, operators are the predefined symbols that, as we have already discussed, there were the variables, keywords in previous lecture. That keywords and keywords were the inbuilt words. Okay, they were not symbol. Okay, but the operators are inbuilt symbol or the predefined symbol. The meaning and the working of operators are already known to the compiler. Okay, if we are talking about the operators of C programming, then the meaning and working of each and every operator of C programming will be already known to the compiler. Okay, compiler know the meaning and as well as the working of the each and every operators used in C programming. But in the case of Java, we are going to use Java or R or Python. Okay, so their operators will be known to their compiler, respective compilers. Okay, the color of operators in Turbo C++ compiler is light yellow by default. Okay, although this color may be changed. The main difference between the operators and the keywords is that keywords are the strings or the words, while the operators are symbols. Okay, so next. So there are seven types of operators. So let me discuss each and every one. Okay, in brief, but moreover, okay. On next slides we will discuss each and every operators in details. Okay, so first one is arithmetic operator. Okay, arithmetic operator is simple arithmetic operations will be performed. Relational operators will tell us smaller, bigger, like that. Logical operators are just like the logic gates, and then assignment operators are used to assign the values from this side to this side, means from right to left. Okay, ternary operators depends upon the condition. If the condition is true, then the then the value after the colon will be just after the question mark will be executed, and if the condition is false, then the value just after the colon will be executed. Okay, next, bitwise operators. Bitwise operators are those operators which depends upon bits. Okay, first of all, what we are going to do in the case of bitwise operators, we will convert the given values or given the decimal values into uh, binary values. Okay, and after converting those decimal values into binary value, we will perform the operations. Okay, next we are having increment decrement operators. Increment decrement operators are like plus plus or minus minus. Plus plus, after doing 2 plus plus, we will increase only one value. Okay, plus plus means just like 1 plus in mathematics. Okay, and minus minus is means we will reduce only one value. Okay, or we will decrease only one value. Okay, so plus plus operators may, or in increment operator and decrement operator. Increment operators are of two type, means increment prefix increment operator as well as postfix increment operator. And similarly, the decrement operators are also of two types. Number one, prefix increment operator, and number two, postfix decrement operator. Okay, next. So what are the arithmetic operators? Arithmetic operators are like plus, minus, divide, multiply. These are simple mathematical operations. Okay. Next we are having that is remainder division. This is not percentage, because this symbol denotes the percentage of in the case of mathematics. But here there is little bit different meaning. Okay, or its working is little bit different from the mathematics here. Okay. So I think we need not to discuss plus, minus, multiply, and division, because we all of us know what the meaning of addition, multiplication, as well as division. But today we will discuss, or we are going to discuss this modulus operator, because this is very important to discuss here. Because in the subsequent slides, or in subsequent presentation, we will have lots of different types of program. In those programs, okay, we will find out this operator. Okay, for example, in the case of palindrome, or in the case of armstrong, or in the case of reversing a number, we will find out this operator. Okay, so it is very necessary, it becomes very necessary for us to understand, or to know the each know the meaning as well as the working of this operator. Okay, so let us discuss what is the meaning of this operator. So this operator is called remainder division, or modular division, or modulus operator. Okay, so suppose for example a equal to 13 and b equal to 4, and c, a variable simple c, then c equal to a remainder division b. It means, what is the meaning and working of this? A will be divided by b, completely division. Okay, there will be no division in points. Okay, and the remainder will be stored in c. For example, 13 will be divided by 4, so 4 3 is 12, and remainder will be 1. This 1 will be stored in c. Next, p equal to 17, q equal to 5, and r equal to p remainder division q, means what will be the value of r after after solving this expression. So p means 17 and q means 5. 5 3s of 15, and remainder will be 2, and this remainder 2 will be stored in r, and this is stored here. Okay, next. Relational operators. So what are the relational operators? Relational operators tells us bigger, smaller, bigger or larger, equal to, greater than, equal to, less than, equal to, or double equal to, means equal, just double equal to means a single equal, like mathematics. Okay, no, and not equal to it. So these operators depends upon condition. If condition is true, then the result produced by these operators is 1. Otherwise, the result produced by these operators is false if the condition is false. Okay, or 0. And in other languages like Java, the result produced by these operators, or the relational operators, is true, and the result produced by these operators may be false. In the case of condition being true, the result will produced by these operators will be true. Otherwise, the result produced by these operators will be false. Okay, these operators are less than equal to, greater than equal to, double equal to, just like single equal to in the case of mathematics, and the meaning of single equal is different in the case of programming. Okay, later on in this presentation, I will tell you what is the meaning of single equal. Okay, so I will tell you the single equal is just like assignment. Okay, that is not equality in the case of computer programming. And if you want to know the equality in the case of computer programming, so we will need to use a double equal to. Okay, so this is the relational operator. Okay, all these operators are relational operators. Suppose I am writing like this: x equal to y, x is less than y. If condition is true, so x is less than y will return to the compiler as true, means 1. Okay, otherwise it will return false. Next, we are having logical operators. Logical operators provide their results in zeros and ones. Okay, similar to the relational operators. Okay, so they are like logic gates in Boolean algebra or in digital electronics. Okay, they produce results on the basis of truth table. Okay, following types, there are following types of logical operators. Okay, number one, and. So this is the symbol for and. Number two, or. This is the symbol for or, so we will use in double and as well as or. And next is not. Okay, and student always remember that if only one element or only one variable is false, okay, in the case of and, so result produced by and will be 0. Okay, or if in the case of or, if only one value is true, the result produced by or will be true. Okay, and this is the negation operator. Okay, if a is true, or it depends upon both of these operators and an or are binary operators, because both of them are taking two variables. Okay, but in the case of not, okay, or negation operator, it is unary operator, because we can apply this unary or this operator only on one value. Okay, for example a, and not a will produce negation of a. For example a is 7, so not a will produce a negation of 7 means 0, because in the case of computer science, all student always remember that in the case of computer science, if we are writing anything except 0, so that is non-zero. Anything except 0, that is non-zero, and 0 is 0. For example, I am writing 20 billions or 20 millions, and again I am writing negation of 20 millions or negation of 20 billions, so it will be 0. Okay, so because 20 billion or millions is nothing but the non-zero, and the negation of non-zero, it becomes 0 in the case of computer science. Okay, next we are having assignment operators. Okay, assignment operators assigns the value from right to left. Assignment operators assigns only copy of one value from right hand side. Okay, even after assigning the value, right hand side variable has the same value. Okay, they are of two types, like x equal to y. For example, here what we are writing, x equal to y, then the value of y will be stored in x, but after storing the value of y in x, y will have the same value. For example, y is having 7, this 7 will be stored in x also, but the y will have 7 after assignment also. Okay, for example, next, p equal to q plus r, the value of q and r will be sum up, and the total solution will be stored in p. For example, q is 7 and r equal to 3, then 7 plus 3 equal to 10, 10 will be stored in p, and q will also have 7 and r will also have 3 after expression, after solving this expression also. Okay, next flavor in this is, or in this operator, is x equal to x plus y. Okay, here we are using different types of operator on different types of variable on both side of this assignment operator, but in the case of this one, we are using the same variable on both sides of the operators. Okay, and dear student, always remember that if you are using a same variable on both sides of assignment operator, okay, and you are adding this operator into other operator, you are adding here. Okay, so always take this variable in starting as 0. Remember this. Okay, but if you are multiplying this variable, you are using a same variable on both sides of the assignment operator, and you are multiplying this operator with other or you are multiplying this variable with the other variable, then always take this variable as 1 in starting. Okay, you can also write like that, like this, sum equal to sum plus x. Okay, so this sum equal to sum plus x can be written in short form as sum plus equal to x, and this can also be written x equal to x plus y, can also be written like that, x plus equal to y. Okay, next. So this is a ternary operator. Ternary operators depends upon the condition. Okay, so this is the ternary operator, that is question mark and then column. X is greater than y, this is the condition here, and this question mark is saying whether the condition is true. If it is true, then this statement will be executed just after question mark. If the condition is false, then this statement will be executed after the column. Okay, next we are having z is greater than x plus y. Whether it is true, it is checking it is 1 or 0. If the condition is true, then this 1 is stored in z, or if the condition is false, this 0 is stored in z. Okay, next, the same thing is written, has been written in the something has been given in this statement. Okay, next we are having bitwise operators. So what are the bitwise operators? And, or, and XOR. XOR means, I will tell you the formula for XOR. XOR and or are the same thing that we have already discussed. Okay, but here the little bit meaning will be different. But in the case of XOR, if both of the elements are same for 0, different for 1. If the both of the variables are same, so XOR will produce 0. If both of the variables are different, the XOR will produce 1. Okay. Above three operators works on bits. For example, A equal to 3, B equal to 5, and then C equal to A and B. But if I'm using the logical operators like double and, so I'm writing here A double and B. So what will be the meaning of this? 3 is non-zero and B is also non-zero. 3 means A is non-zero and B means 5 is it is non-zero. The result will be stored in C, that is 1. 1 and 1, non-zero is treated as 1, and this is non-zero, it will be treated as 1. 1 and 1, ending of 1 and 1 will be stored as 1 in C. But in the case of bitwise operator, it is something different from that. So it is C 3 and then B 5. So what I am doing, what I will do, I will convert this A into binary. Again I will convert B into binary, and then I will perform ending bit by bit. For example, here what I am doing, I am converting A into binary and then B into binary. I am performing logical ending, not bitwise ending. Here I am performing logical ending, means logical ending of 1 and 1 is 1. So logical ending of 1 and 0 equal to 0. Logical ending of 0 and 1 is equal to 0, means the total solution will be 1. Next, increment, these are the increment decrement operators. Okay, these increment decrement operators are like that. First of all, we will discuss increment operator. Okay, we are going to discuss both of the types of increment operator, and similarly the decrement operator will be same as the increment operator. So first of all, we are discussing first part of increment operator, that is the prefix increment operator. So in the case of prefix increment operator, plus plus will be there before the variable. Okay, but and in the case of postfix increment operator, plus plus will be after the variable. So let us discuss this situation. A equal to 5, B, what is the value of B? B equal to plus plus A. Since plus plus is coming in starting, that's why we will sort out this value. So plus plus A means A equal to A plus 1. So what we will do, we will do A equal to A plus 1, and the sorted value or the total solution will be stored in B now. Okay, now what is the value of A? A equal to 5. Now what I am doing here, A equal to A plus 1, just because of plus plus A. So A will have A equal to A plus 1, means A equal to 5. 5 plus 1 means 6. 6 is stored in A, and that 6 is stored in B, is transferred to B. Okay, now A will have the value 6 and B will have the value 6. Similarly, here what we are having, no, not similarly, but against this, what we are having, we are having the postfix increment operator. In the case of postfix increment operator, operator will be after operator will be there after the variable. For example, here y plus plus A equal to 7 and B, we are going to find out the value of B. A equal to B equal to A plus plus, means what will be the value of A and B after sorting out this one. Now since A equal to 7, so what we will do, first of all, since A is coming before the operator, that's why what we will do, we will transfer the value of A to B. Exact value means 7, we will store the 7. Now A plus plus means A equal to A plus 1, so we will increment the value of A by 1. Now the value of A will be 8 and the value of B will be 7. Okay, next, these are the references for you. For books, you can go for ANSI. ANSI means American National Standard Institutes. Okay, it has been written by the Bala Gurusamy. So this is the good book. Okay, but this book is good only for those students who have starting or basic of C programming. Okay, but if you don't know anything about the C programming, so you should go, I will suggest you should go for let us see. Okay, it is written by Yaswant Kanitkar. Okay, now next is, that is the good book for the from the conceptual point of view. It is C programming by Dennis Ritchie. Dennis Ritchie was the inventor of the C programming language. He invented the C programming in AT&T Bell Laboratories in 1972. Next, you can go for the internet. On internet, you can search for Geeks for Geeks, w3schools.com, Google, and YouTube. Okay. Next, thanks for listening in me and bearing with me. Okay. Okay. Thank you, students. Good luck.